international recognition and support. So during this time, Greek thought and culture had a serious impact on the development of nation states. Think about the founding fathers, the Constitution, government building architecture you see around the US and Europe. All of this was influenced by classical Greek thought. So because this was the age of liberty and democracy, and there was a deep love for classical Greece, there was a lot of popular support brewing for a Greek fight for independence. So this Greek fight for independence resonated with educated American and European aristocrats. So these Philhellenes, as they're called, raised funds, produced literary works and art, and even fought themselves for the cause. Let's remember that this was the age before the internet and Twitter, and art did the job of visualizing the struggles of those around the world. Take, for example, Delacroix's painting of the massacre at Chios. This was a great visualization of what the Greeks were going through, fighting for their lives against the Ottomans and being brutally slaughtered by them. I also need to point out, though, that initially the ruling powers of Europe didn't share the same passion as these philosophers and artists and academics, because the French and English ruling powers, monarchies, and merchant class all had a long and lucrative relationship with the Ottomans, and this relationship would be endangered by supporting the Greeks in their fight for independence. But as public pressure mounted, and as the Greek Revolution was gaining speed against the Ottomans, in combination with fractures in the Holy Alliance, this led to a flip in support for Greek independence against the Ottomans. And then it became a race for which of the great powers were going to have the biggest stake once the Ottoman Empire crumbled. Now, moving on to point 3, internal recognition and grassroots efforts. The growth of the Greek merchant class in this period meant that there were independent navies concentrated around southern Greece. And our hallmark example of this is Laskarina Bouboulina, who lived from 1771 to 1825. She was twice a widow to members of the merchant class, and after losing her second husband, she launched her own ships and used her own private wealth to fight for Greek independence. Now, let's take a look at this map of Greece. You can see that the country is a collection of islands, peninsulas, and rough mountainscape. And the map's texture illustrates the importance of 2 types of warfare: naval forces and guerrilla fighters. Again, there are a number of important heroes of the revolution, but I'm only going to focus on one here,